Stuart Pearce has publicly called out Cristian Romero going to be analysing and discussing his criticism and whether it's fair of our captain. I'm personally really happy with Romero. I think he's been great again this season and got that armband role which he deserved, and committed his long-term future at the club with the contract. I'm happy, but there has been public criticism that needs discussing. But stay tuned to the very end. I feel strongly about this and keen to shut it down, but I want to get your thoughts. But first, if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. I think it's only fair we start with reading out what Stuart Pearce said. So Stuart Pearce said, if I was a chief scout sent to watch Romero, I would identify him as a weakness. You can certainly get in behind him. I would say if I was sent on behalf, it's horrific what Romero is doing at the moment, leaving where he is. He gives the ball away in midfield. He doesn't even make a recovery run. As a defender, that should be ingrained in you. He's pushing out to defend into midfield, getting completely bypassed, and he's just jogging back, making no effort to help out. I know I keep going on about it, but it's really unbelievable from the captain of his team. So I just don't agree with that. I think it's just totally wrong. I think, why would you say this? I think it's really poor. I mean, I'm all very happy to keep Romero, and if Stuart Pearce suggests that other clubs should be interested, that's absolutely fine with me. But I think those comments are simply unfair. I think Romero's really good, and he's right in terms of he steps into midfield, but Romero's always winning the ball. I'm just trying to understand, because there's always differences in variety in football opinion and so many different things, and there will be on Romero, but I can't really understand. Like he says, he's pushing out to defend into midfield, yes, okay, but he doesn't get really bypassed. He doesn't jog back. I don't agree with that. I really don't. I think he's got to accept that the game has changed and got to move with time, with all due respect. I think the game's played differently compared to what he's used to. I think we now get defenders that step into midfield, but when Romero steps into midfield, he wins the ball, often through a clean tackle. If this was, a couple of years ago, a little while back, I get the criticism of Romero. He come in and was a little bit rash, good player, no doubt about it, but a bit rash and hot-headed, whereas now I still worry, of course, when he gets a yellow card, but his tackles are clean. He's a really good tackler and he can keep his head. I think he's really matured with that captain's armband. We've gone from now being involved in all the bust-ups and fights to instigating and kind of mediating on the pitch. That's a real captain there, and he bleeds Tottenham already, bleeds for the badge. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's any valid criticism of Romero this year. You could say as a game as a whole, I think Stuart Pearce was saying, I don't like how football's changed in terms of, you get fullbacks that come into midfield, you get defenders that step into midfield. That's fine, but I don't know why he targets Romero. He could say, why couldn't he say something like, I'm still 100% convinced that when he gets a yellow card that he's calmed down, or even if he said something like that, it'd make a little bit more sense, or, but now he just made himself look really silly with the comments, if I'm honest with you. I don't even understand where he's coming from. I don't think Romero, just jogs back with a lack of effort. I think in the past he did when he was frustrated. When his team was playing bad, I think there was times where he used to just stand and watch, and there were so many times, I think, in the before this season maybe, and in the past you could go, Romero's got to do better there, he's playing him on side, or he's got to do better. But I don't think that's a problem anymore. It almost feels like it's old comments from Stuart Pearce, and it isn't, it's new comments. So I just want to say, I think Cristian Romero is one of the best centre-backs right now in Europe, and you know me, I hate the idea of bigging up your own players. I think you should respect them, love them, show them support, but I'm not for bigging up or anything. And I think, of course our own fans we love our own players, but I hate to say, he's better than him, he's better than him. But I think Romero is really good. I'm glad he's a captain, I'm glad he's here. I think he's our best player in terms of ability, certainly our best defender, who we should be building the defence round, no doubt about that. I think the partnership he's forming with Van der Ven is getting close already to Toby and Jan, and that's a big statement. I think they're a really good partnership. The pace of Van der Ven and now the attacking prowess in the box, which has been missing. Romero, I just think it's cool, calm, collected. And I just think, even going on against Chelsea, we missed that progressive passes, that leadership, put your foot on the ball, win the tackle back, put in a tackle, win the ball fairly, all these things that Romero has to offer. So I don't know what Stuart Pearce is on. I don't know what he's on about at all. I think it's wrong. Do I have concerns about Romero when he gets the yellow card? Of course, but I think he's calmed a lot and matured. I still think he's not the complete player. No player is. But Romero, I really do like, and I don't think the criticism is simply fair. But do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. But those are Stuart Pearce's comments about Romero. I just think, he needs to stop living in the past. But if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. They're my quickfire thoughts on Stuart Pearce's recent criticism of our club captain, Cristian Romero. If you're new, like, subscribe. For now, come on, you Spurs.